Alright, what's up you guys? It's your boy, Justin Facchetti, back again with another Work Experience Wednesday. In today's topic, we are going to talk about how to save as much money from your nursing salary. And this isn't only applied to nurses, this is just for an example because I am a nurse also. So then you guys can see the whole breakdown on how to save as much money from your current salary. But before we get on with that video, just a friendly reminder to please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out my YouTube channel, puts my YouTube videos out there, and also helps you find content that you would like to see in the near future. And also don't forget to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, all at Justin Facchetti. I post a lot more on Instagram in regards to all my segments throughout the week. So if you have any questions or any other thoughts and comments, definitely give me a holler on Instagram. But now let's get on with the video. So going on to the quick base and our example of this, we're going to go with Illinois nurses base salary, which is like, I guess, a median, like an average of $55,000 a year. So we're just going to go with that example, and then we're going to go into the definitions of all the taxes that are going to be applied to your current salary. So going off first is the federal withholding, meaning that all the taxes that are being taken so that the government can use that for other resources like construction, rebuilding roads, etc., and then public programs. But then you're going to see that there is a current bracket. So if you make a certain amount of income, you're taxed within that certain bracket. So for example, before we apply to anything else, any of the other taxes, you'll see that here that if you make about $55,000, you will be taxed $4,617.50 accordingly based on this bracket. But first, we're going to apply to every other taxes that are also taken from your paycheck, and then they'll actually lower your bracket as how much you'll be taxed. So going on to the first one is the federal Medicare employer, which means is that the tax that funds the Medicare health insurance program, every American taxpayer is required to pay this tax unless they are offered a qualified exception. So with this, the tax percentage is about 2.9%. So we're going to break this down later on in the video, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'm just going over with the definitions as to what these taxes are going to be applied for your paycheck. So going on to the next one is going to be the Old Age Survivors and Disability Insurance Employee Share. Also, you'll see it on your pay stub. Sometimes it may be OASDI/EE. So then this is the tax that is taken out of the employee's paycheck, and then for the Old Age Survivors and Disability Insurance Employee Share. So then you'll see that this percentage is 6.2%. So then we're going on to the withholding based on your, I guess, state. It's going to be different for everything. So this is the tax that is taken out and then applied for your state. So I live in Illinois, so then my Illinois withholding tax is going to be 4.95%. So now that we have all those percentages down, if you need to, definitely go back and write those percentages down, or you can stay tuned with the video because I'm going to break down the whole tax deductions here. But we're also going to apply our retirement funds. We're going to talk about the 403b and then your Roth IRA, which I have both, and they are set up through your employer. So for example, if you are making $55,000 as a nurse and then you want to contribute the max amount for your 403b, for individuals that are less than 50 years old, you are going to be able to have a maximum of $19,500 put into this retirement fund. When you're above that age, it goes up to $26,000. But as of right now, I am 25. We are going to go with how much I can put in there. But based on these numbers, we're going to be a little conservative, but at the same time, try to max out our income. But my situation is I am living at home. I am not paying rent. I am paying for everything else. My insurance, my car insurance I'll pay off, and then soon I'll be paying my health insurance, and then any other type of expenses I usually pay, or if my family needs any type of other income, they can just take money from me since I'm not paying rent. But I am taking care of my car, my phone bill, and then those are really the big expenses that I can think of. But now let's go back on to the whole salary of nurses. So as you can, what I just said, $19,500 for your 403b. This is pre-tax dollars, meaning that all the amount of money that you'll put in now, they will not tax it at your current rate as of right now. The whole idea as to why you would want a 403b or 401k is so that when you retire, you're hoping to be in a lower tax bracket, so then you will be taxed less. Whereas right now, where you're making X amount of income, so in this situation, we're making $55,000. You would probably be taxed more here. You're hoping to be making less when you're a little older, so then you can have more funds. So then you'll have, based on my percentage for this. So if we're putting about 25% into our 403b, that total will be about $15,400 pre-tax dollars put into our retirement fund. So if we're going to deduct that from our total salary, it's going to be $55,000 minus 15,400 because that's pre-tax dollars. Our salary goes down to $39,600. But then we're going to also apply the federal Medicare and employer percentage, which is about, let me double check, is 2.9%. So when we do that, it's going to be our salary. So it's going to be $55,000 minus $55,000 minus, or multiplied by 0.029, and then that's going to be $1,595. And then we're going to also go to the OASD, the old age survivors and disability insurance share, and then that income based on our salary of $55,000, that's going to be about $3,410. So that's 6.9%. So when we add those two up, it's going to be $1,595, which is the Medicare, plus the OASDI tax. So that's going to be $1,595 plus $3,410. This is all for a year also. This is a yearly payment. This isn't just one, of course, not one pay stub. So then that's about $5,000 and $5,005 removed based on those two. And then we're also going to include Illinois withholding tax. So then that's going to be about 4.95%, and then that'll come out to $2,722.50. So when we add that to our current other taxes that we just applied, that's going to be, let's see, 2722.5 plus $5,005. That's going to be, for taxes wise, it's going to be $7,727.05. But we're not done here. So that, if we're going to subtract that from our, let's see, so it's going to be $55,000 minus our 403b pre-tax dollars. That's going to be, the total is going to come out to $39,600 minus the tax that I just included and that we just calculated right now. So that's going to be, let's see, minus $7,727.50. So then our income is going to go down, our salary is going to go to $31,872.50, but we're not done yet. We got more of a retirement fund that we want to apply to. So then if you want to maximize your Roth IRA, this is post-tax dollars, meaning that when you retire, they cannot tax this as income because you already paid all the taxes. So when you withdraw, you can only withdraw this without being taxed after the age of 59 and a half, because if you withdraw any of the Roth IRA prior to that, you will be taxed 10%, plus it'll show as income. So you'll be taxed doubled on this Roth IRA if you try to remove this earlier than 59 and a half. So if you want to maximize this at a young age, you want to put in as much as, because they max out at $6,000 for individuals who are less than 50 years old. If you're older than 50 years old, you're going to be able to max out $7,000 post-tax dollars in your Roth IRA. So if we're going to try to maximize this to the best of our ability based on our income, we're going to go about 10% of our current income of $55,000. So then that's going to be about $5,500. We're always been trying to be safe because you could always have a little bonus in between, especially during the holidays, where you can put in more money. So we're going to subtract the $5,500 from our total of $31,872.50, because that is after all the 403b and other taxes that we just applied. So we're going to subtract our total, so $31,872.50 minus our about 10% into our Roth IRA, because that total is about $5,500 for our Roth IRA, and then that total income of our salary is going to be $26,372.50. That is take home money. So don't get confused. So this is the money that we'll be able to have in our savings account and then use accordingly for investments or anything like that. So as you can tell, if you're using your money and maximizing your retirement funds, you are basically earning $26,372.50 a year as a nurse in Illinois with a base salary of $55,000. So then everyone's going to be thinking about, they don't always calculate this. They always see the total amount of salary that they actually have when they sign those contracts for their nursing salaries. They don't always apply the taxes that are going to be taken out. So how is the best way to maximize your income, especially as a nurse in Illinois? If you can, stay home, and then if you already have student loans that you have to pay off, definitely recommend staying home. If you if that is a option. I know there may be some sort of family dynamics that may not allow you to do this, but I have been able to pay off my 2020 Camry, start my own phone bill, and then also help out any of my family members that may need money also. And it's also, if you think about it, I don't pay rent, I do have food, I have my own room that I've had since I was a kid, I have all my belongings here. I know the only thing that's really hard was having your own personal space, and then also being asked to do, you do have to do chores, but you know, I will do those, that's no problem throughout the year for, you know, living rent free at home. I know some families may charge their kids some sort of rent. If it's only $200 though, if you think about it, that's a lot cheaper than living in your own apartment, living in Chicago, whereas the rent, if you're living by yourself, I think depending on which area you live in, it could vary. I want to say the lowest amount, maybe for one individual, maybe $600, maybe $400, ranging all the way to $1,200, depending on where you're living. So if you're including those into your yearly salary after all those taxes that we just did, including your retirement funds, it's gonna take a huge toll unless you're taking like transportation. So definitely, if you can, definitely you know, live at home, save as much as you can, invest. Highly recommend investing into what else, because that is going to be another source of passive income. But that's my whole breakdown for our average nurse's salary and how much you can potentially put into your retirement funds and how your bracket can go down also in the taxes. Oh, going back to the tax bracket. So like I mentioned earlier, if you don't put any of your retirement funds or anything like that, you will be taxed $4,617.50 based on your salary because of $55,000. But since we put all our money into our retirement funds and then we are currently being taxed the same rate, we drop down to the lower bracket where we will pay $987.50. As you can tell, that is a huge drop compared to what it was when you were making $55,000. So as you can tell, definitely trying to put your money in areas where you can still make income as you get older, but it's always important obviously to have money on the side in case of an emergencies. So definitely try to make your balances, count all your expenses, and then also all the income that you're currently making. But that's all I have for this Work Experience Wednesday. If you guys have any thoughts, any comments, definitely put it down in the comment section below, and also follow me on Facebook and on Instagram like I mentioned before earlier in the video. I always post a lot more on Instagram, so if you have any other questions, especially about this video or any segments throughout the week, definitely reach out to me there. It's your boy Justin Passetti, so try to keep up. Hi, deuces.